Hey techies, welcome to Elfin Code. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to like, share and subscribe.
Welcome back. So today we are going to see how we can run any program in the container. So here we are going to create a Python program in the Visual Studio where we will be storing that Python program in our local directory. And then we will be opening or kind of attaching a container to this Python program by using a volume parameter. And then we'll try to run the same program in the container. Okay, so the agenda would be creating a Python program in VS Code and then running the program, same program in the Python container. Okay, so let us directly jump into the practical. So, okay, so for this, what I'm going to do is let me create a folder. So let's say you are in some folder. Okay, let me create a folder here like test2, let's say. Okay, now we'll be opening Visual Studio. I'll just go and open the test2 folder. So this is my test2 folder. Okay. Now I'll do one thing. I'll create a Python program here. Let's say import math, and then I'm doing print. Let me use the power function, maybe power of 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3 is, let's say, math dot power, and then I'll pass 2 comma 3. Okay, so this is my Python program. Okay, but I don't want to run it here. I don't have, let's say I don't have any Python compiler in my host machine, so I want to run it in a container which is kind of made from Python image. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me first save it. So you can see here I have this file created already in my local directory. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just go to terminal. I'll just see if we have any active Python container, active or inactive. So I have already one Python container which is up running. So let me do one thing. Let me just stop and remove this container. Okay, Docker stop, and I'll take the container ID. It will take a little time to stop the container. Once the container is stopped, we'll remove this container. Okay, the container is stopped. Okay, let us see docker ps-a. So you can see that this container is already stopped. It is in exited state. So now we can easily remove this container. Docker rm, and then your container ID. Okay, okay, now my container is already removed. Okay, so now if I see if I have any container, no. Any inactive container, no. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a container. Docker run from Python image. Okay, Docker run. So I want to create this container in a detached mode. Okay, -d, and then my container name would be uh, let's say power maths power container. Okay, maths power container. Okay, and then my volume would be, so because I want to run it in the container, so I need to I need to take this program to my container directory. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to map this. Let me copy the path. Okay, so I'm going to copy everything which is there in the test2 to, let's say, app folder inside my container. Okay, so this I'm done, and then I'm going to create this Python container using the Python image, and then I'll say that I want this container to keep running. Okay, okay. I think this is mm, okay. I did a spelling mistake for the Docker. Let's correct it. Let me see what. Okay, fine. So to give the container name, the parameter is hyphen hyphen name. Okay. Now my container is already up and running. Let me just check. Okay. So my container is already created. It is math container. Okay. Math power container. Okay. And it is up and running. Okay. The status is up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I need to run this program inside the container. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open, let's say, I go to the Docker extension. I'll see here my container. If you see here container, you can see math power container. Okay. So I'm going to, okay. So I have this. I'm just trying to, okay. So I'm going to attach one new instance of Visual Studio with this Python container. Okay, so I right click on the container which is available, which I've just created, and then here you can see that attach Visual Studio. Okay, now this new Visual Studio will open. Now this Visual Studio will be attached to the container, okay, the one which we have created. Okay, so by default you can get here. In case if you're not getting the directory structure, you can, what you can do, you can just go to the file and then open folder. Okay, the moment you'll do open folder, you can do like this, and then this will appear here. So if you see here, we have already, see, look, we had created, I mean, if you see, this is the container path. Okay, this is the container path, uh, but you had created this container. I mean, the everything is copied from the test2. If I show you here, everything was copied from this test2. If you see the path, C drive, user, username, project, PyProject, test2, and test2.py. So everything which was there in the test2 has already been copied inside the app folder, inside the container. Okay, so this is the container directory where everything which is there in this particular folder is already being copied. So when we attach a Visual Studio to a container, what we found that under the app we got every content which was copied from the local directory to here. Okay, now I need to run this, execute this program. Let's say you don't have any Python interpreter. Okay, now here with the help of this Python container which is already created using the Python image, so you can easily run this program. Okay, so I'm going to the Visual Studio and I'm opening the terminal. Okay, so here if you see pwd, sorry, okay, here if you see pwd, the path is this one. Okay, and if you do ls, you'll find test2.py. Okay, so now what you can do, you already have everything set in this container. I mean, everything related to Python set in this container because you had created this Python this container using the Python image. So we already have the Python framework installed here in this container. Okay, so I'll do test2.py. So here you can see you you can execute your program inside the container. The program which you have written here in the local drive. Okay, since you don't have the compiler or the interpreter in your host machine, what you did, you created a container, Docker container, using the Python image, and then took everything from here, the local directory, okay, mount it to a directory in Docker container, which is app. Okay, so everything which was there in the test2 is already been copied here, and then you can open the terminal here and then run the Python command to execute this program, and you can see here the data is already available. Okay, so this is how you can run any Python program which you have created, or kind of working on a let's say in a local environment, but you want to run it in the container environment. So this is how you can do it. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. It is a short video, but it is quite interesting video, because you don't actually need to install anything on your host machine. So if you make your container ready enough to compile or kind of run your program, so you can write your program or keep a kind of copy of your program in the local in your host computer, but you can execute, debug everything, you can do it inside the container. Okay, so this is how you can do it. Hope you like this video. Thank you.
So that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe Elfin Code for future updates.